Hi everyone, it's Tammy, and today I'm going to make this really cute folded fun fold card that you open this way and then this way. Isn't that adorable? Super cute and super easy. So you'll see how to do this. And I am using the Perfect Birthday from Sunny Studio, and I'm just using one of the cat images, and I used the I Like Your Cat-itude stamp. I've already gone ahead and stamped the image. I will color it with you, but it's super easy coloring. So you can use any image you want. This just kind of worked for me. I am also going to be using some white cardstock. And then in my stash, I had some orangish colored cardstock. So I'm going to be using this. And this is the inexpensive kind. It's got a little pattern on it and it's super thin, so I didn't want this to be the base, although you could make it the color as your base, but I wanted a thick nice cardstock as a base, so that's why I'm using my white. So I just went ahead and cut an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper like this in half, and then I scored it in half, and this is making the base of the card. And then I took some notes here so I can have them over here. I have, you're also going to need, so for this card you're going to use a whole sheet, you'll have some extra, but of each color, just because you have some extra parts. So I want to cut 3/4 of an inch off of one of these sides. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to cut 3/4 of an inch off, and then this will just be scrap. So this is how it will fold. So this folds up. I'll show you the other the card. And you could cut off more if you wanted to, just however much you want. And then you can also make this longer if you wanted to, whatever works for you. But this is the way I did it, so this is the way I'm going to show you. And then, so for the little piece that will fold down here, I wanted to use a piece of 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. So I have already cut this one, but it's 4 1/4 by 2 1/2, and I'm going to score it so that 2 1/2. I'm going to score it at 2 1/2, and then that way I will have a square now that is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. Does that make sense? So I wanted it to be 2 1/2 inches wide, and then I just decided how long I wanted this to be. So honestly, these measurements, you could do whatever you want, but I just wanted a square at the end. So 2 1/2 by 2 1/2 is my square. I'm just going to take my bone folder and burnish that edge really nice. So that is ready for the card as well. So this is going to go up here, and I'll put all the pieces together in a minute, but I'm just going to put these to the side as I have them cut. I also have a square that measures 2 by 2, and I already put the image on that. And then to go behind this, I want my image to be 2 1/4 by 2, or my paper to be 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. So I'm just going to measure out 2 1/4. And because I've already made another card, I already have some spares. So this is going to go under this, which is then going to go on top of this. So that's basically the layering. And then I also need 2 layers for my card base. I need one for this, and then I need one for this. So this one is just the regular size. This is 4 by 5 1/4. By 4. So this is going to go on the inside of the card, like that, and then I need one to go on the outside of the card. And I need this to still be 5 1/4, but I need it to be 3/4 of an inch smaller. So I'm going to, so 4 1/4 would make it the same size, but then I need it to be 1, 2, 3/4 smaller, so 3 1/2. And that should fit perfectly. Oh, and it doesn't. It's a little too big. So let's see. I need to cut off another, maybe even a 1/2 inch. Let's try the 1/4 inch, and then I'll move it to a 1/2 inch if I need to. So I'll tell you the dimensions here in just a second after I check it out. This is good, 1/4 inch. So I'm cutting this at 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And that will fit right on here like that. And then I also, I know I stamped one. Oh, here it is. I also stamped, I like your Cat-itude on just a scrap piece of the white paper, and I punched that out just with my circle punch. So there's that I'm also going to use. And to get this cute little, I don't know, like reminds me of like a king's, I don't know, tuft, is that the word? Like the little cushion. I thought it was just really cute, and I think it works perfectly with cats. And so I have that embossing folder over here, and I am just going to emboss this top piece of the orange. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. I do have an electric embossing, or an electric Big Shot, which I absolutely love. If you guys do a lot of die cutting or embossing, I would highly recommend it. It is definitely one of my favorite craft tools. And then so it makes this really cute embossed image. And I think that's everything cut. I think. So we can start assembling. And I'm most likely not going to put the measurements down below, because honestly, you're not going to mess up. Just you know, when you're putting it in your head, putting it together, work with your image, see what image you have, and you know, kind of go from there. Because if I had a bigger image, this could be bigger. It doesn't have to be this size. Whatever works for you. The most important part to me is just the A2 size, which is a finished card that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, because that's the size envelopes I always get, and that just works for me. So I'm going to put this right on the outside, just like that. And then I'm going to work with the inside, and I want to put the smaller part, put glue on that real nice. And then I'm going to just pick wherever I feel like I want to put it, and I'm just going to line up my folded edge with the edge of the card. And then I will take the inside piece of orange and glue that on top, leaving a little border around all the sides. And then I'm going to take my white piece, and I don't know if I mentioned this piece. This is the inside piece, and this measures 1/4 inch smaller than this piece. And this is just going to go down here at the bottom so that I can write my note, but you won't see it when the card is folded. So I'm just going to put this right down like that. Isn't that cute? And then I'll take my piece that is, I think this is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2, so this is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. I'm just going to layer that right on top. And then this would be 2 by 2, and that's going to go on top. But before I put that on top, I'm going to color, because let's say I mess up, I don't have to worry about trying to get it off the card or whatever. So I just have a couple alcohol markers that I'm going to use, and it's just super easy coloring. I am Just going to color the whole thing in this lighter kind of orangish yellow. My friend Tracy loves yellow cat or orange cats, so I was thinking of her when I did this, so maybe I'll send her this card. And then I'm just going to color him in or her in, whichever you want it to be. You could even put a bow in her hair if you wanted to or something, but I did use some ribbon to make a bow on this card. The only thing I'm worried about is the ribbon that I chose is pretty thick, and I might need to either hand deliver this card or put it in a different kind of envelope and or pay extra postage. So just be careful and cognizant of that when you are making your cards, because sometimes the mail doesn't like them. So I'm just coloring on all the stripes with this darker orange color. I don't know if I got that little one on my first card on his back end. Oh yeah, I did. I don't remember coloring this little one right here. And then I also got a pink for his ear. There we go. That's all the coloring I really need. And I am going to take my glue and just glue him on to here. And I chose to go down just a little bit when I was stamping, so he's not centered, because I knew I was going to use a big bow. I like big bows and I cannot lie. So this ribbon is Hello Honey. This is a Stampin' Up! Ribbon. It's probably retired. I don't know for sure, but my guess would be that it is. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit. Enough to just make a knot at the top. And then I'm just going to take the ends and pull it tight together. So this is what I was talking about, where it's a little bit thick to go through the mail, and I don't have it centered, so I'm just going to center that up a little. There we go. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. And then I have the I Like Your Cat-itude. Glue that on, and I did it a little cattywampus just because I liked it that way. And then I also wanted to use a little rhinestone. I thought it needed something. Oh, and you know something I didn't do with this one that I did with the other one was I colored around it with the orange color. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's easier to do this when it is not stuck down, because I will probably mess up and get it onto the card, but I am just going to try hard not to. And it looks like with the other card I used the lighter color. It really doesn't matter, and it's really not even necessary, but I don't know, I just thought it might add a little bit of something something. So there's that. And then I'm going to take a rhinestone, try to take a rhinestone. There we go. And I just placed it right in the bottom, like that. And here is the finished card. Isn't that cute? And it was super easy, but I think it gives you a lot of bang. And I'm even going to take this and just burnish that just a little bit more. It's going to stick up a little bit. I don't know. Try to make it as flat as I can make it. There we go. So that is the card for today. Super cute, fun fold card. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.